I'm Rick Lowe. I'm an artist, and I was fortunate enough to be asked to be the juror of this exhibition, and I was excited about it because I knew it would give me a chance to look at a wide range of artists' approaches within the Houston community, and so I did not know though that there were going to be 420 entries, which was pretty amazing, by 200 and something artists, which is really nice that Archway has that kind of pull to get so many artists involved. And so going through the work was a interesting process. For me it was it's because it's such a representation of the community, I wanted the work to be kind of that as well. So the idea that I started from was like, how can I try to find work that is at the highest level, but from different mediums, and different processes, and so I was able to pull 40 works from that list of 420, and with a wide range of mediums, from of course painting and sculpture, but there's collage, there's photography, there's drawings, and it's a really an astounding variety of works that are in the exhibition. When I went through looking at the work, I wasn't I was just trying to look to the work for what the artist was interested in. And the thing that I found that was interesting to me was how the formal elements of work that people were producing was just really incredible, and some of it, there's a lot of work that's political, there's serious work, there's work that make you laugh, and all kinds of things. And so that was it was nice to go through that process and to be able to see all that work on digitally, and then to come here and actually see it in person is another treat, because then all of a sudden you get to see work that digitally you see it, and you kind of see what they're saying the size is, but it doesn't resonate until you actually get to see it in person, and some of it's like works are smaller than I expected, some are larger than I expected, and also it's interesting seeing the work live. You get to see you get to see the true color of the work, and the texture, and all those little things that you really get to see kind of the human hand, or the human element that produces the work, which is always way different than looking at things digitally. But not too much changed in my decisions around the works that I chose as the prize winners and honorable mentions. These were works that I felt a good connection to as I was going through them. The challenge though was to so I knew I had these 8 works that were among my top pieces that I was looking at, and then to get here and see them, and it's like, okay, they're still here. That was a good call there. And but then the challenge was, how do you select 3 out of those 8, which was almost as hard as selecting 20 out of selecting 40 out of 400. And so so I went I went through and just kind of looked and kept kind of touring around, and we got the order of which it should be. But I really, as I think about it, I probably could have given a good number of more honorable mentions, because all this work in this show is worthy of being recognized, and it will be recognized in the exhibition. So that's really good. But I wanted to also keep it though where where there is a step, though. Like they're the ones that are the winners. Not everybody's winners in the world. We have to. This is a situation where we have 3 winners, and then there's some people that I wanted to acknowledge, 5, and then the rest of the people are acknowledged in the exhibition. So, and it's I think it's a great exhibition, and I was happy to be a part of it. Ready? The first place winner is Matthew Baptiste, and it's a painting. And I selected this painting because of the. Matthew is working figuratively, but he's also very much informed by the abstraction that paint allows. And I just thought it was just a beautiful composition with incredible color sensibility, and and this mixture of both abstraction and figurative. It's David Delgado, and this is the second place winner, which I saw this piece and it just made me hungry. No, it's such a beautiful piece. Structurally, it's amazing. It's thoughtful, and it had a little bit of twist to it. And once again, in seeing this in digital form, did not do it, justice to what it is. But I knew, even looking at it digitally, I knew it was a beautiful piece. But seeing it in person is just incredible. Okay, this piece is by Michelle Vo. It's in the top 3. I wanted to make sure that there was some diversity in that 3, and of the works that were kind of pushing out of the traditional things that we look at was this stained glass piece, and I just thought it was beautifully executed, beautiful piece, and I struggled. It was in competition with some other good work, but it came up as the 3rd place winner. This piece is by Tong-Fei Lee. My heart hurts that I couldn't give this one of the top awards, because I really love this piece. It's so beautiful. It's so the intricacies of the detail. In fact, when I was looking at it digitally, it was, you just couldn't get all the detail that is happening in this piece, and it was so nice to see it in person. And I struggled really hard, but I ended up going a different direction for the top 3. But this is really a wonderful piece. So this piece is Carla Garcia Burgos, and and for me, if you like drawing, just straight up drawing, this didn't get any better than this. This it's an amazing piece. It's Prismacolor and coffee, which is kind of a nice combination there. And I just thought it was a beautifully executed piece and wanted to acknowledge it. So this piece is by Lenny Castor-Miller, and I selected this as an honorable mention, as a sculptural form that kind of moves together this ceramic with this stone-like surface, and I thought it was a very nice mixture of material and how they managed to put them together. Okay, this piece is a photograph by Maddie Casagrande, and in keeping with trying to get some diversity into the acknowledgement category, I thought this photo was very interesting, and how it kind of almost what am I trying to say? With multiple things overnight, but it's just there's a repetition and a repeating of the images of this little figure, and it's like it's a fascinating piece. I thought it's a very I have to look at it. I have to look at it and think about it. It's one of those pieces that you feel that it's connected to a kind of domesticity, but also that domesticity is particular in this piece, but it just kind of resonates with this kind of notion that we all have of what it means to have a domestic life. One of the honorable mentions is Alexandra Albin, and I look at this piece and I just kept looking and looking and looking. It's an amazing piece because it's actually ink on wood, which is like, and the detail is just incredible, and I wanted to, in my selection process, I wanted to honor, the different forms of work and how people were using material. And this one was very, it was fascinating to see an ink piece of that size. So.